Hello, my friends. Welcome back to ESC Excellent Spoken Classes. I am Jack, your friend, your teacher, and your partner on this beautiful journey towards speaking English. At times when you are sitting in your room and you want to say something in English, you have a beautiful thought in your mind, but the moment you open your mouth, everything stops. Your mind goes completely blank. You feel like you are standing in front of a giant wall, and you cannot find even one single word to say. You start to feel nervous. Your heart beats a little faster. You think to yourself, maybe I am just not smart enough for this language. Maybe English is too difficult for me. My friends, if you have ever felt this way, I want you to know one thing very clearly. You are not alone. And your mind is not broken. What you are experiencing is just a very natural part of learning. Today, I am going to share a very simple, very beautiful secret with you that will completely change the way you practice speaking. We are going to learn how to speak English fluently without any fear, without any stress, and without needing a speaking partner. We are going to learn how to build your confidence step by step, right here in this exact moment. Let us think about why this happens. Why do we freeze when we want to speak? The biggest reason is that we are always translating from our native language into English inside our heads. Think about how much work your brain has to do when you translate. First, you think of an idea in your own language. Then, you look for the English words for that idea. Then, you try to remember the grammar rules to connect those words correctly. And finally, you try to pronounce the sentence. That is 4 different jobs for your brain, all at the same time. No wonder you feel tired and frozen. It is like trying to juggle 4 heavy balls when you have never even caught one. When you try to do everything perfectly, your mind gets overloaded. You become so afraid of making a mistake that you choose silence instead. But mistakes are not your enemies. Mistakes are just proof that you are trying. They are like the small stumbles a little child makes when they are learning to walk. No parent gets angry at a baby for falling down. So why are you so hard on yourself? Today, we are going to throw away that heavy burden of perfection. We are going to create a safe space where you can make 100 mistakes, 1,000 mistakes, and still keep moving forward with a smile. To fix this problem, we need a simple solution that you can use every single day. The secret is to start having short, simple conversations inside your own head. You do not need to wait for a real conversation to practice. You do not need to travel to another country or pay for expensive classes. Your own mind can become your personal English classroom. Think about it. You already talk to yourself in your own head all day long. When you wake up, you think about your breakfast. When you look outside, you think about the weather. When you look at the time, you think about your schedule. All we need to do is change some of these automatic thoughts from your native language into very simple English. We do not need long sentences. We do not need difficult vocabulary. We just need to start with 2 or 3 words at a time. For example, when you see the morning sun, do not just think about it in your usual way. Gently say to yourself inside your mind, the sun is bright. Or when you look at your watch, think it is 8 o'clock. This sounds so simple, almost too simple, right? But this is exactly how you train your brain to connect English directly to your environment without translating. You are cutting out the middleman. You are building a direct bridge from your heart to your tongue. Let us imagine a real situation together to see how this works. Imagine you are walking down the street and you are going to a small, quiet cafe to buy a hot drink. Before you even walk through the door, you can practice the entire conversation inside your head. You can act out both parts of the conversation. This is like a dress rehearsal for an actor before they go on the stage. It gives you a chance to try out the words when nobody is looking and nobody is waiting. In your mind, you see the person behind the counter. They smile and say, "Hello, what can I get for you today?" Now, in your mind, you do not need to rush. You have all the time in the world. You can think about your answer, change it, and make it exactly how you want it. You say to them, "Can I have a warm tea, please?" Then you imagine their response. They might ask you, "Would you like sugar with that?" And you can answer, "Yes, please, just 1 spoon." Then they ask the final question, "Is that for here or to take away?" And you finish the conversation by saying, "To take away, please." Thank you. This whole interaction takes less than a minute, but it is a complete, successful English conversation. You practiced it in the safety of your own mind. When you finally step inside the real cafe and the real person asks you those exact questions, you will not freeze. Your brain will remember the track it already created. You will feel a wave of calm because you have already been here before. Now, my friends, I want us to do a real practice session together right now. We are going to do this step by step. I am going to speak to you as the narrator, and I am also going to speak on behalf of you, the audience, so you can hear exactly how the practice flows. I want you to listen to my voice, and if you feel comfortable, you can repeat the words out loud with me, or you can just say them quietly inside your head. Let us practice a very common daily situation. Imagine you meet an old friend on the street unexpectedly. I will start by playing the role of your friend, and then I will speak your part so we can see how beautiful and simple this can be. "Hello, it is so good to see you. How have you been?" Now, you are thinking about your answer, and you say, "I am doing very well, thank you. How are you?" Then your friend smiles and responds, "I am great. I am just doing some shopping today. What are you up to?" Now, you take a comfortable breath, and you answer, "I am just walking to the park to enjoy the weather." Your friend says, "That sounds wonderful. Have a beautiful day." And you finish the conversation by saying, "Thank you, you too, see you soon." Let us try that exact same conversation one more time, but let us do it even slower. I want you to feel the space between the words. I am your friend again. "Hello, it is so good to see you. How have you been?" Now hear your own voice answering. "I am doing very well, thank you. How are you?" I say, "I am great. I am just doing some shopping today. What are you up to?" And you answer with absolute peace, "I am just walking to the park to enjoy the weather." I say, "That sounds wonderful. Have a beautiful day." And you close the conversation. "Thank you, you too, see you soon." Look at how natural that felt. You did not need any advanced grammar rules. You did not need to use big words from a thick dictionary. You just used simple, clean language to connect with another person. This is what true fluency means. Fluency is not about speaking like a professor or talking as fast as a machine. Fluency is simply the ability to share your thought clearly and keep the conversation moving forward without feeling pain or fear in your heart. Let us explore another normal situation that happens in daily life. Imagine you are in a large supermarket and you are looking for something to cook for dinner. You are walking down the long aisles, and you cannot find the rice anywhere. Instead of giving up or feeling stressed, you decide to ask a worker for help. In your mind, you can prepare the sentence before you speak. You do not need to run up to them in a hurry. You walk over calmly and you imagine saying, "Excuse me, can you help me, please?" The worker stops what they are doing, turns to you with a kind look, and says, "Of course, what are you looking for?" You answer them simply, "I am looking for the rice. Where can I find it?" The worker points to the next aisle and says, "It is in aisle 4, right next to the pasta." You smile and say, "Thank you so much for your help." And the worker says, "You are very welcome. Have a nice day." Let us practice this supermarket situation together right now. I will be the supermarket worker, and I will also say your part so you can follow along perfectly. Of course. What are you looking for? Now you hear yourself saying, "I am looking for the rice. Where can I find it?" I answer you, "It is in aisle 4, right next to the pasta." And you reply, "Thank you so much for your help." I tell you, "You are very welcome. Have a nice day." Let us repeat this one, my friends, because repetition is the secret key that locks the words into your memory. Let us do it again, very softly. Of course. What are you looking for? You say, "I am looking for the rice. Where can I find it?" I say, "It is in aisle 4, right next to the pasta." You say, "Thank you so much for your help." I say, "You are very welcome. Have a nice day." Think about how empowering it is to practice like this. When you are just walking around the supermarket in real life, you can play this little game in your head. You can look at different items on the shelves and name them in English. Apple, bread, milk, water. Then you can imagine asking questions about them. How much does this cost? Where is the cheese? This turns a boring chore, like grocery shopping, into a fun, interactive English playground. You do not need a special time or a quiet study room to improve your English. Your entire life can become your laboratory. Many students tell me, "Jack, I understand everything people say, but when it is my turn to speak, I feel like a completely different person. I feel like I lose all my intelligence." This happens because we focus too much on what we don't know, instead of using what we already know. Many learners try to build these incredibly long, complicated sentences because they think it makes them sound advanced. But when you try to make a long sentence, you create a trap for yourself. You get lost in the middle of the sentence, you forget how it started, and then you stumble. I want to tell you a very important truth. Simple English is beautiful English. Simple English sounds clear, it sounds friendly, and it sounds completely natural. You do not need to say, "I am currently experiencing an extreme amount of exhaustion due to my professional responsibilities." That is too heavy. Just say, "I am tired because of work." See how clean that is. Everyone understands it. It flows beautifully, and it takes away all the stress from your mind. Let us practice another situation where keeping it simple saves the day. Imagine you are waiting at a bus stop, and another passenger arrives. They look at their watch, then they look down the road, and they turn to you to ask a question. They ask, "Excuse me, has the number 10 bus arrived yet?" Now, let us think about how to answer this simply. You do not need to give a long history of the bus schedule. You can just say, "No, not yet. I have been waiting for 10 minutes. The person might then ask, "Do you know when the next one will come?" And you can answer, "I am not sure, but I think it comes every 15 minutes. The passenger smiles and says, "Okay, thank you." And you say, "No problem. Let us practice this bus stop conversation together right now. I will be the other passenger, and I will say your responses too. Excuse me, has the number 10 bus arrived yet?" You look at me and say, "No, not yet. I have been waiting for 10 minutes. I ask you, do you know when the next one will come?" You answer calmly, "I am not sure, but I think it comes every 15 minutes. I say, "Okay, thank you." You say, "No problem. Let us breathe together and do it one more time, letting the rhythm feel comfortable and steady. Excuse me, has the number 10 bus arrived yet?" You say, "No, not yet. I have been waiting for 10 minutes. I ask, do you know when the next one will come?" You say, "I am not sure, but I think it comes every 15 minutes. I say, "Okay, thank you." You say, "No problem." Every time you repeat these simple loops, your tongue gets used to the shape of the English language. Your vocal cords relax, and the words start to feel less like foreign objects and more like your own natural voice. Another beautiful strategy you can use when practicing inside your head is to use what I call conversation helpers or buffer phrases. These are short, natural expressions that give your brain a few extra seconds to think without creating an awkward silence. Native speakers use them all the time. When someone asks you a question, you do not have to answer within 1 millisecond. It is completely okay to pause. You can use phrases like, "That is a good question," or "Let me think for a moment," or "I am not completely sure, but I think." These phrases are like a soft cushion for your thoughts. They buy you time, they sound incredibly natural, and they keep you in control of the conversation. Let us see how this works in a practice session. Imagine someone asks you a bigger question, like, "Would you like to live in another country in the future?" Instead of panicking because you do not know the perfect answer right away, you can use a buffer phrase. Let us practice this together. I will ask the question, and I will show you how to use the helper phrase in your response. Would you like to live in another country in the future? Now you hear yourself starting slowly. Well, that is a good question. Let me think for a moment. Then you continue with your simple thought. I think it would be interesting to live in a new place for a year, but I would miss my home and my family too much. See how much power that gave you? The buffer phrase allowed you to collect your thoughts without any panic. Let us practice that one again, because it is a life-changing habit for your fluency. Would you like to live in another country in the future? You respond with peace. Well, that is a good question. Let me think for a moment. I think it would be interesting to live in a new place for a year, but I would miss my home and my family too much. This approach changes everything because it reminds you that a conversation is a gentle dance, not a race. You are allowed to take your time. You are allowed to breathe. Let us take our mental practice into an important situation that many people worry about. Let us imagine you have to go to a doctor's appointment tomorrow because you are not feeling well. Medical situations can make us feel very vulnerable and nervous, especially in a second language. But if we walk through the door of the clinic in our minds today, tomorrow will feel much easier. Let us imagine you are sitting in the doctor's office. The doctor looks at your file, smiles kindly, and asks, "Hello, what seems to be the problem today?" Now let us build your simple, clear response in your mind. You can say, "I have had a bad cough and a sore throat for about 5 days." The doctor listens and asks, "Do you have a fever or a headache?" You can answer, "I don't think I have a fever, but I feel very tired and weak." The doctor nods and asks, "Are you currently taking any medicine for it?" You say, "Yes, I am taking some syrup from the pharmacy, but it is not helping very much." The doctor says, "Okay, let me check your breathing. Take a deep breath for me." Let us step into this doctor's office together right now for a practice session. I will play the doctor, and I will also say your answers so you can feel the flow of the checkup. Hello, what seems to be the problem today? You answer clearly, "I have had a bad cough and a sore throat for about 5 days." I ask you, "Do you have a fever or a headache?" You answer, "I don't think I have a fever, but I feel very tired and weak." I ask, "Are you currently taking any medicine for it?" You say, "Yes, I am taking some syrup from the pharmacy, but it is not helping very much." I tell you, "Okay, let me check your breathing. Take a deep breath for me." Let us repeat this medical conversation one more time to build that deep confidence. Hello, what seems to be the problem today? You say, "I have had a bad cough and a sore throat for about 5 days." I ask, "Do you have a fever or a headache?" You say, "I don't think I have a fever, but I feel very tired and weak." I ask, "Are you currently taking any medicine for it?" You say, "Yes, I am taking some syrup from the pharmacy, but it is not helping very much." I say, "Okay, let me check your breathing. Take a deep breath for me." When you do this, you realize that you do not need to know complex medical terms to describe how you feel. Simple words like cough, sore throat, tired, and weak are more than enough to communicate your situation perfectly to a professional. Now, my friends, let us look at another very common fear. What happens when you are speaking and you completely forget a specific word? This is the ultimate nightmare for many beginners. You are in the middle of a beautiful sentence, and suddenly the main word disappears from your brain like smoke. You try to catch it, but it is gone. Most students stop completely, apologize profusely, or just shut down. But I want to teach you a secret technique that native speakers use every single day when they forget a word. It is called circumlocution, which just means talking around the word. If you cannot remember the specific name of an object, you do not need to stop the conversation. You can just describe what the object does, what it looks like, or what we use it for. For example, if you forget the word for a key, you can say, "Oh, I forgot the exact word, but it is the small metal thing that we use to open a locked door." The other person will immediately understand you and say, "Oh, a key?" And you can say, "Yes, exactly, thank you." This keeps the conversation moving beautifully, and it actually shows that you have amazing communication skills. Let us practice what to say when you forget a word. I will create a small conversation where you forget a word, and we will see how easily we can solve it together. What did you buy at the store today? Now, you want to say you bought a kettle, but the word kettle is completely gone from your mind. So you answer like this: "I bought a new machine for my kitchen. I cannot remember the exact name in English, but it is the thing that we use to boil water for making tea." I smile and say, "Oh, do you mean a kettle?" And you say with relief, "Yes, that is the word, a kettle, thank you." Look at how beautiful that is. The conversation did not die. You did not feel foolish. You used your simple English to solve a problem in real time. Let us practice that loop again, so it becomes a tool you can use anytime. What did you buy at the store today? You say, I bought a new machine for my kitchen. I cannot remember the exact name in English, but it is the thing that we use to boil water for making tea. I say, oh, do you mean a kettle? You say, yes, that is the word, a kettle, thank you. You can use this method for absolutely anything. If you forget the word refrigerator, you can say, the big cold box in the kitchen where we keep food fresh. If you forget the word wallet, you can say, the small leather pocket where I keep my money and cards. This means you never have to fear forgetting a word ever again, because you always have a back door to escape the trap. Let us move into another area of daily practice that can bring you so much joy and rapid improvement. This is what I call the small change variation technique. When you are practicing a conversation inside your own head, you do not need to create a completely new story every time. That takes too much creative energy. Instead, take one simple conversation structure that you already know and repeat it multiple times, but change just one tiny detail each time. This creates deep flexibility in your brain. It is like a musician practicing the same beautiful melody, but changing the volume or the speed to make it feel fresh. For example, let us take the conversation of ordering food in a restaurant. The first time you practice it in your head, you can say, I would like the chicken sandwich, please. The second time, you keep everything the same, but you change the dish. I would like the vegetable soup, please. The third time, you add a small extra detail to challenge yourself. I would like the vegetable soup, please, but can I have it without any cream? And the fourth time, you can add a question. Does the vegetable soup come with bread? Let us do this step-by-step practice session together right now, so you can feel the power of making small changes. I will be the restaurant waiter, and I will help you walk through the variations. First variation, are you ready to order? You answer, yes, I would like the chicken sandwich, please. I say, perfect, thank you. Now, second variation, we change the food. Are you ready to order? You answer, yes, I would like the vegetable soup, please. I say, perfect, thank you. Now, third variation, we add a special request. Are you ready to order? You answer, yes, I would like the vegetable soup, please, but can I have it without any cream? I say, of course, no problem. Now, fourth variation, we ask a detailed question. Are you ready to order? You answer, yes, I would like the vegetable soup, please, but does it come with bread? I say, yes, it comes with 2 slices of fresh bread. Look at how much progress you made in just 1 minute. You started with a basic 5-word sentence, and by the end, you were negotiating a specific recipe change and asking about side dishes. This is how you naturally grow your English from a tiny seed into a strong tree. You do not jump from beginner to advanced overnight. You just add 1 small green leaf at a time. As you practice these internal monologues and conversations, there is another very important step that will accelerate your growth. It is transitioning from practicing silently inside your head to practicing aloud with your own voice. Your mind needs practice to find the words, but the physical muscles in your mouth, your tongue, and your lips also need physical practice to produce the sound smoothly. English has different mouth shapes and rhythms than your native language. If you only practice silently, you might feel very confident in your mind, but when you try to speak out loud, your tongue might feel heavy or clumsy. To fix this, we use a simple 3-step vocal progression method. First, you think the sentence silently in your head. Second, you whisper the sentence very quietly to yourself, just feeling the air move through your lips. And third, you speak the sentence normally in your full, beautiful voice. Let us try this together right now with a very useful sentence. The sentence is, I would like to make an appointment, please. Let us do step 1 together. Think this sentence silently in your mind right now. I would like to make an appointment, please. Just feel the idea of it. Now let us do step 2. Whisper it with me very quietly, just using your breath. I would like to make an appointment, please. Now let us do step 3. Say it with me in your normal, comfortable, relaxed voice. I would like to make an appointment, please. Let us try this 3-step method with another important sentence. The sentence is, could you please repeat that a bit slower? Let us do step 1. Think it silently in your mind. Could you please repeat that a bit slower? Now step 2. Let us whisper it together softly. Could you please repeat that a bit slower? Now step 3. Let us speak it out loud with confidence. Could you please repeat that a bit slower? This exercise removes the shock of hearing your own voice speak a foreign language. It trains your ears to get used to your own English accent, and it shows you exactly which words require a little more physical practice to pronounce smoothly. My friends, I also want to talk to you about a very practical tool that every single one of you carries in your pocket right now. Your mobile phone. Your phone has a voice recorder app, and this app can become the most honest, supportive, and helpful English coach you will ever find. I know what you are thinking. Jack, I hate listening to recordings of my own voice. It makes me feel so uncomfortable. I understand completely. Almost everyone feels that way at the beginning. But the voice recorder is a magic mirror for your language skills. Try this tonight. Open your phone's recorder. Select a very simple topic, like describing what you ate for lunch, and speak for just 30 seconds. Do not try to be perfect. Do not worry about small mistakes. Just speak. Then, listen to the recording one single time with total kindness in your heart. Do not listen to judge yourself. Listen to check if your main meaning was clear. Listen to see if there were any extremely long pauses where you got stuck. Choose just one single sentence from that recording that you want to say a little bit better. Practice it a few times in your mind, and then record yourself again. You will be absolutely amazed at how much better the second recording sounds compared to the first one. It is a fast, free, and incredibly powerful way to see your own progress happening right in front of your eyes.